I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, all messages that are released on this channel are my truth. And that is exactly what it is and what it always will be. And that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, when I try to convince you that my truth is the gospel, however, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I ever try to make it the gospel for you. By me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. Now, you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs and you say, you know what, I like that. I want to follow that. And that's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So let's get right into it. So I wanted to share with you a little thought that I had the other day when I was on my hike. So if you look on the screen, there's a picture of a flower. So I came across this little flower when I was on my hike, right? And on this trail, this flower is literally the only flower in this vicinity, right? So you stand in front of that flower and you do like a complete spin, 360, and you just look all around, like deep into the woods and everywhere. You did not see another flower, right? So all kinds of things start going through my head, right? The first thought that popped in my head was, oh, okay, well, this flower is the only flower here, and it's the only one on the trail. It was waiting for me to pick it, right? So I can take it home. And then I thought to myself, and I was like, no, if I take this flower and I possess it because I find it beautiful, attractive, whatever the case may be, I am shortening its life cycle for my selfish gain. Now, I can take that flower home and plant it or whatever the case may be, but the odds are its life cycle is going to be longer if I leave it where I see it and just admire it for what it is, right? Instead of trying to possess it and remove it from its current location. Then the second thought that popped in my head was authenticity. And as I sat there and I look at this flower, I was like, dang, you know what, little flower? I said, man, you're lucky that you're in nature and not living in today's climate. Could you imagine if this flower, like I said, this is the only flower in this immediate area. So could you imagine it being in the third dimension and how everybody is today with this hive mentality, this conformity mentality? If you're not the same as everybody else, if you don't conform to standards, to cultures and beliefs and this, that, and the other, then you're made fun of. You're pushed out of groups. When you're exactly who you're supposed to be. What I found on my journey is when I was trying to conform to people's standards and fit into groups and cliques and all this other stuff, right? I wasn't being authentic to who I was. I wasn't being true to myself. Just like this little flower here, right? It's the only one there. That is by design. It's not a coincidence that that's the only flower right there. It's there because that's where it was supposed to be. But in this third dimension, people try to punish you for being who you truly are. Because they're afraid to be who they truly are. So instead of looking at you and taking inspiration and saying, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it as well. They don't. They ridicule you. Try to make you feel bad for being you. When that's all you're supposed to do is be you, unapologetically. Could you imagine that little flower being in this third dimension? Let's say that little flower was next to a group of sunflowers, right? Sunflowers are yellow. Those petals on this flower are white. Now, let's say the leader of this sunflower is jealous of this white flower, the petals on this flower. They won't say that they're jealous. No, they'll ridicule you. You're the oddball out. You don't even have yellow petals. Everybody here has yellow petals. You're sitting there with white petals. Now, you feel insecure about who you are. So now you go online looking for procedures to dye your petals because you're insecure because everybody else got yellow petals. Now you want yellow petals. When in reality, you're just being you. When in reality, seeing that you're the only one with white petals, that would make you rare. And see, those other flowers, they want to be rare, but they're not. They look the same as the other flowers. So instead of congratulating you and saying, hey, man, that's awesome, they want to make you feel bad. But in the end, it's a choice. You don't have to accept that. You can just hear the words they say and they can go one ear and out the other. Be who you are fully. This is how you encourage others to be who they are. When you stand firm in who you are, it entices people to do the same thing. If you look around the world today, it's sad that the state of the world that we're in right now, because everyone is so selfish. It's me, me, me. What can you do for me? Oh, you can't do for me anymore? Okay, discard, move on to the next. It's like we're looking for ways to pull the next person down. Now, we already see what the world looks like right now with us fighting against each other and going against each other. That's by design. But can you imagine the opposite? We already see what this is looking like right now, so we already know that. So why not flip it and do the opposite? Could you imagine a world where we're helping each other? Can you imagine someone coming to your assistance every time you need it? A complete stranger. Because everyone understands that they're just a reflection of the next person. So with knowing that and moving from that, you treat everybody like you treat yourself. Can you imagine the world? Think about that for a second. Imagine everybody treating you how they want to be treated. Think about that for a second. Because it's the exact opposite right now. So we already see what it looks like right now. And we have the ability to flip the script and do the opposite of that. And all we have to do is heal. Go within, heal yourself, be authentic to who you are. And don't worry about what nobody else say. If you got white petals, rock your white petals. Don't listen to the haters. They might say, oh man, look at her. She all petals, no stem. got a flat ass stem. now you want to get some injections in your stem because of what somebody else said. Be who you are. And whatever you are, be that to the best of your abilities. That's it. That's all that is required. And I'm going to leave that there. And as always, if you got anything out of this message, I ask you to like and subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.